I am Dorian Buttigieg, and in the name of my colleagues from Malta, UK, Croatia, Czech Republic and Hungary, who are taking part in this EU-funded project, would like to thank Pixel Association for giving us this opportunity to take part in the conference The Future of Education. Our report is a transnational evaluation of a novel CPD activity for specialists in laboratory medicine. This is a Leonardo da Vinci lifelong learning project funded over €100,000 by the EU. It addresses European priorities, strategic planning and directives. Biomedical scientists are among the top 25 most mobile of the regulated professions. As a mobile profession, there is a need for recognition of an individual's CPD across the EU. This will be achieved in part by harmonization of locally delivered hospital-based CPD activities within a common EU quality framework. Continuing professional development is of utmost importance for all professionals. Where these activities are organized by recognized vocational education and training providers, they are usually subject to appropriate quality standards. This is in contrast to CPD activities delivered locally by hospitals. In all partner countries, what is missing is a system for ensuring quality provision of locally delivered CPD activities. This project addresses that gap. This project's goal is to develop a common quality framework toolkit for locally delivered hospital pathology CPD activities. This paper reports on the first stage of this project, a transnational evaluation of a novel European CPD activity by hospital laboratories in UK, Malta, Croatia and Czech Republic. The multidisciplinary topic of relevance to all partner countries' health and safety was chosen to enable maximum participation by specialists in laboratory medicine in all partner countries. A series of 30 images of either good or bad laboratory practice in health and safety were provided. The participants were required to state whether the photo depicted good or bad practice. If bad practice was shown, specialists in laboratory medicine were asked to explain what further actions would be taken, including reporting procedures. At the end of the exercise, the participants took part in a discussion group, completed a reflective learning sheet, and filled in an evaluation questionnaire. A total of over 200, several different grades of specialists in laboratory medicine from Croatia, Czech Republic, Malta and the UK took part in this model of CPD activity. 97.8% indicated that the exercise had been useful and appropriate to their scope of practice. 97% said it was relevant for their own CPD. Over 80% of the participants, this was the first time they had taken this format of CPD. Discussion with colleagues following completion of the activity provided a useful enhancement to both scope of the practice and CPD. Subsequent completion of a reflective learning sheet was shown to be beneficial for 86% of the participants. Responses to the question, "How could the exercise be improved?" were related to the technical aspect of the activity and a few for the time assigned to the activity. Reflective learning responses tended to fall within the major categories of being made aware of needing to look at things in a different way. It has given me a more critical viewpoint of my working surroundings. This showed me that I had become accustomed and desensitized to certain practices, and that I need to rapidly reassess my own practices. I will return to work with a new view and look at each practice more objectively. I will be more critical and question situations instead of taking working practices for granted. To look closer at situations, sometimes easy not to notice a hidden hazard when looking at the obvious. It is useful to undertake these types of exercises, since it helps you to address your own practice and working environment, and look at it through new eyes, and identify any poor practice that needs addressing. Responses to the question about the benefit of this novel type of CPD activity included the following. This learning model is much more interesting and visually makes an interesting tool as future knowledge transfer models in our laboratory. I will certainly apply this specifically in the field of safety and health hazards issues. A continuous education program is the only possible way of implementing new knowledge and constantly providing personnel with the possibilities for professional development. Finding a good balance between accreditation norm for medical laboratories and new learning methods with quick and useful laboratory implementation is always a challenge. Whereas most responses focused on the immediate impact of the activity on themselves and their laboratory, some indicated that they found the exercise beneficial towards their future development, as they were aspiring to become health and safety officers. We conclude that participation in this novel continuing professional development activity, which demonstrated a 99.5% overall satisfaction rate, has facilitated enhanced European cooperation between participating hospital laboratories and will provide a platform for future more intensive European cooperation by specialists in laboratory medicine to work closely together to harmonize their practice and profession throughout the European Union. We thank you for your attention. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact me on this email address or any of my colleagues on the emails provided on the cover sheet.